Peace, family. Peace, family. Welcome back to the page. Peace to all the gods and goddesses of the planet. Peace to all the kings and the queen. Peace to all the princes and princesses. If this is your first time viewing the page, I am No Front. And basically at this point, we are at the study of, metaphysics, which is the study of things that are in the above as well as the below. The inner as well as the outer. And I kind of just go into different things, but I always keep a high vibrational energy and things of that sort, which allows me to manifest the most abundant reality. And as long as you're standing in that trajectory, you will always be in the reality of your most abundant reality. Even if you might not get it right then and there, you're still in the timeline at which you are manifesting the things that are for, a rich person, or you're a rich, high vibrational person that you're on the path to being. But today I just want to start off with some, we're just gonna start off with real light, just some of the current events and things of that sort. Because there have been a lot going on last couple of days, last couple of weeks, so. And I know me as well as others have been seeing it. And I don't know if a lot of people noticed, but it was a lot more people conscious of the eclipse and things of that sort. So it was very interesting to see this year how so many people was just like, interested in this actual eclipse, because last year it wasn't so many people. I think it was the Ring of Fire eclipse. It happened just last year, and it wasn't so much excitement around it, or excitement as far as the internet going wild and things of that sort. I really didn't see too much, just to be honest. I think a couple of people at the most, where it just was just a couple of people. But this year it's a whole different type of energy. It's like white people all outside, everybody recording it, different kind of views and different kind of angles. You can and even when they showed you the how high the what is it, the ISS, yeah, that little astronaut system that had showed you that view. Like, it was just so much that was unveiling with this one. They were showing how the darkness was covering the land. Darkness was, like, it was a lot going on. You just have to be aware. Actually looking, but the consciousness is going up, and you can kind of just see it. You see what people are more into these days, and what intrigues people, and it's stuff beyond like these little entertainment. It still got some people, but I feel like more and more people are actually gravitating towards more higher energy things. Like, we're tired of these lower level entertainment that they're trying to give us. Like, the curtain is being opened, and we are finally seeing what's real. Like, we tired of looking at the little show that they got in front of us all the time. We want to see what's really going on behind the curtains, and we really want to see like what's really going on. I think that's what point most people are at these days, because some people who aren't even into doing too much manifesting and doing these type of things, they are even getting interested, So it's just an energy that's in the air. And as they said, the eclipse happened in Aries, and so Aries is like the big major, which is also a fire sign. And there's more current events going on, so I'm gonna stick with the current events right now, because I want to get a couple of current events out. Because sometimes I don't really make a video that day, so today is the day when I can actually go into it. But all the people who just want to send out a high vibrational energy to all the people who might have been um, at the bridge, you know, in the upstates that just happened, the crash with the boat on the bridges, and you know, we want to send our condolences out up there for sure to them. Um, as far as even we already know that it was a little mini earthquake. It wasn't too crazy, but sometimes it just be the warning sign. This one over here wasn't that crazy, but the one overseas knocked down some buildings and all that kind of stuff. So you still can see that it has the potential. You know, it still has the potential. So I mean, even I look at some people pages. They was in New York. She was just saying that she had never even felt a earthquake before in New York, and she had been there for like a long time, like 20 years and stuff like that. She said she had never even, you know, ever felt the earthquake. So with that being said, I want to look into the Aries star system, of course, because these things are major. You know, major. Recipe sale. But these are major alerts, and we have to pay attention to these things. When you look into the Aries constellation system, because we all know Aries is just one of the many signs. And with this sign, with Aries being that sign of with the ram or the lamb, however you want to go. But you have Cassiopeia, you have Cetus, and you have Perseus. So when we look into these, and these three are called the decans of Aries, which is each each astrology sign has a 30-degree angle in the whole 360 of the whole system. So within this study, even all the other signs have 3 decans in each system, like 3 major, and that's just all and within these systems, because even with Cassiopeia, which is the enthroned woman, and then when you look into the enthroned woman, it's just it's the like a ritual or a ceremony of when somebody getting on the throne, like they're about to get their crown. You know, it's the ceremony, like just like the kings and queens do. And what am I always saying? Peace to all the kings and queens, peace to all the gods and goddesses. So it all come full circle. That's why the tongue's so powerful. You got to keep manifesting these things. And every time I say it in here. And I've been saying that for like at least a good while now. You can look back probably 10 videos back before I was really even aware of these things. You know, so sometimes it just, with you just saying certain things, it kind of be leading you into this reality of knowing without you even knowing. Because I was just saying it based off of, but I didn't know it was in the sign, you know. But the other one is Cetus, which is the sea monster or the shark or the whale. It's just whatever you're going to go based on, because it's not just a sea monster. So when I did some research and things of that sort, some people call it a whale, some people call it a shark. I actually like the shark one. It's kind of cool. So Cetus is in there also. And then you have Perseus. So it was interesting with Perseus. You know, you have to look into him for sure. And if you look into like some lightness, they're going to give you like a white old man. You feel me? When you look into Greek, it'd be so funny today. But then when you look into who is Perseus, I just looked into his mama name, and his mama name was I think it's Danae or Danae, yeah, Danae. I'm like, man, that name sounds black. She sounded like her nickname was Nene or something. You feel me? Like, you gotta just think mythology, but think like how you would think right now, because you still a god. You feel me? You still, time do not exist. You know, everybody walking around there calling her Nene. Like, if her name Danae or Danae, you know, everybody calling her either Day Day or Nene for sure. And I done heard both of them names. But basically, Perseus, his mom was named Danae, and his dad was I want to just come out with his dad name was Zeus. So Perseus was a demigod. His mother was, of course, a mortal, and his dad was a god. So he was a demigod, which is a half and half. So Perseus comes down from, in this story of Perseus, and I have to look into a little bit. So Perseus comes down from the heavens to save, and it's just the story of Ares. You know, each sign has its own story, its own mythology story, and once you know them all, you can combine them together to create the full picture. But this is just, I can only get you started or lead you into the path of enlightenment. I can't do all the work for you. That's for you to also go and do your research and have to look up these signs and put the pieces together and create the story that you feel is fit, because you are God too. You create the story, you created the story. So it's not like it's nothing new under the sun. So by you feeling like you creating a story that was already created. And it's the never ending story, you know, because everything is, you know, everything is everything. Shout out to Chlorilla. But everything. But so Perseus comes down to save the woman from the sea monster. And that's the Greek mythology of it, but at the end of the day, it's all energy. The energy from the higher came down to the lower to save the lower from the beast of that realm. And what's the beast of this realm? The beast of the realm is just all the lies and all the everything and all the things that have been fed to you over time that you now take as fact, when it is not fact at all. Because even on this land, we had to come down and save again, because it went into a turmoil, because it was a beast here creating turmoils, taking people from, having people in binds and chaining them up and keeping them from being able to use their full powers. So with this eclipse that just happened, this woman is getting thrown, Perseus is coming down. These are portals. These eclipses and things of this sort, these are portals. We got stuff happen on the eclipse that they're not talking about. Even when I was looking into, it was it's a whole lot of blood sacrifices and everything. I'm gonna just come out, you know, and say what I gotta say. You feel me? A whole lot of blood sacrifices was going on. A whole lot of chicken killings, and I was looking into the Houston Chronicle, and I think they killed what was it, like 1.6 million chickens or something like that, or it was something like, it was in the millions though. They had to kill all of them, and they always doing things of that sort because these are rituals, and this was just happening before the eclipse. But even before the eclipse and after the eclipse, you have to see these things, because these are all sacrifices. The bridge and the chickens and it's signs everywhere. You just have to be looking for them, because they be right in your face. You just have to open the paper up or listen to other guys' experiences that happen in their country or in their town, in their city. You have to pay attention to all these things. Because it's all messages. Everything that comes to you is light messages. So just know that nothing passes your retinas without it being a light message. And your outer is your inner. So if you're seeing positivity, just know that you have positivity manifesting in your inner. If you have seeing a lot of not so positive, just know there's some things on the inner that you have to go inside, meditate on, and listen to, and let it talk itself out and run its course. 30 minutes meditation is equivalent to eight hours of sleep. And like, as far as awareness, so you could get 1 hour of sleep, 2 hours of sleep. But if you meditate when you first wake up before you go somewhere, you're gonna be just as focused as somebody who had 8 hours of sleep, a full night of sleep. And I have experienced it, and I did it, and I didn't feel really tired at all. I was the same as everybody else, if not better, as always. Yeah, my mind started to tell me at the end of the day, like, oh, you should be tired, like, but my energy-wise, I wasn't feeling it. And it's just kind of because the energy that's in the air right now, and if you are tapping into these energies, you don't have to do any certain monsters here and certain deities here. They have to do these certain rituals and blood sacrifices just to get tapped in with the energy. You don't have to do that. If you have melanin, all you have to do is just be, and you're gonna tap into the energy. But if you're not really directing the energy into a certain course, if you're not magnetized, I don't feel like you can harness the energy as good as somebody who is really tapped in and actually have direction and course in their life. You can't tell me, because that could just be like someone who had their energy just everywhere versus somebody who actually focused on what they doing. They're gonna get the task done better. Same thing go with the bunny and the rabbit. The bunny, he was faster and he was running everywhere, but the turtle had concentration. At the end of the day, it's about concentration and just having direction. Because at the end of the day, the bunny was doing other things. He was going to the market, he was doing this, doing that, because he knew he was faster. But at the end of the day, it wasn't about so much the fast, but more the concentration. So I don't so much worry about so much of these things. And that's not even including the meteor, which they calling it, the green devil asteroid, the meteor coming past, which is a green asteroid. It's gonna be emitting green energy, which I looked into a little bit. I was on Black Magic 363, and I think BD was doing one, and I listened to somebody else, and just I be kind of connecting, perspectives together and just getting my own, perspective at the end of the day. So it's just from a little part of my own research. We have this, we have ATP, which ATP, it gives life to the cell. This is what comes from the sun, these photon rays, which are beams of light. These photons are carrying these ATPs. Then ATP is transitioned to AMP, and AMP is transitioned into DNA. So as far as AMP is what we have intertwined with the plants. That's where it's called heme, but it's basically the relationship we have between the plants and us, the beings. That's the relationships in between us. That's why they be like the cells. They be like, we just is the same as the plants and all this. There's actual physical evidence that shows that we are just like the plants, and we have an actual relationship with the plants. Of not everybody on the planet, but beings of melanin or melanate, we do have a relationship with the plants and the animals, and it's a certain relationship that we actually have a connection. That's why they can just go and destroy the land and destroy these things, because it's not an actual physical connection. We can have a physical connection with the animal just a straight, just like, you like, oh dang, that's sad. Somebody else might just walk past and not care, you know. But it's all about the certain energies, the physical connection. These are our brothers and sisters. These are our reflections also. They just as knowledgeable and things than human beings. These pets can do math and be smart as heck. Be sometimes smarter than human beings. Some of these animals, and they want to put them at a lesser than just because in their eyes you call it an animal, and when you relationship to an animal, it's such like a lower energy, but it's high energy too. We really used to use these as guides, and these used to be our guide. So if somebody guided the being, the animal could be on a higher podium than some of the humans, and it is more because they got the nerves and they get the energy from the universe also. Just because it's in a different cup don't mean that they haven't utilized it a little bit better. That falcon can utilize its sight a little bit better than you, so it can teach you some things. It can be a guide too. It can be a turtle that focused a little bit harder than, so it can teach you a whole lot. But you have to recognize it as a guide in order to tap in to that energy that it is given. You can't look at it as a lower. I want to say you can look at it as higher than you, but just know this. It's not higher or lower than you. Y'all both are have the energy of the God. And this is showed in, you can look at Kung Fu Panda. All those are all five of them are the Furious Six. I forgot what was it, the Furious Five or Furious Six. But it always takes a plentiful of the gods to take down the ultimate energy, but they have to all work together. You can't just think of, you just boxed in with your just one section of Aries. No, all of the zodiac signs are inside of all of us. And these are the portals that are being opened. These are the portals that are being unlocked. So step into your energy of being the enthroned God or goddess. It's called the enthroned woman, but I don't think so much woman because it's duality and everything. It's all about the perspective. But the enthroned woman, which is the God of God, look at the sea monster. You're slaying maybe your old self. The God above is slaying the old self, and now you are coming into your full manifestation, and that's just what time it is. And the eclipse showed that this that time. This that time. It's definitely time. It's gonna be like an awakening for sure. Because we are, like they always say, we are the Atlanteans, and we are in the land of the milk and the honey. This is the place that we want to be. This is the place where everybody want to come. Why you think you come back here every day? Yeah, we go to these different dimensions, but what makes you come back here every day? Why is this the one you're the most aware of? Because just like I'm here, you're here also. You're not in other dimensions more than you're here. Unless you're on some kind of, psychedelic, which would take you out of your right state of mind. It's still not your right state of mind. So in your right state of mind, what makes you want to come here so much? And think about these things. This is the place to be. This is the place of most abundance. This is where your conscience is telling you to come the most. You have the true purpose here. This is the true purpose. This is where you want to be. And I kind of just been looking into it. The true light is hidden in this being. This being is creating a reflection. It's just, this is the fifth dimensional being that I'm in. The true light coming from true source. And then you have your shadow, that's the part that's behind you. You come from the shadows. You are now in this being. This is the middle between the true light and the lower dimensions. You're in the physical being. You're in the heavens. Because to be oneness with the God, it would be no separation. But the Egyptians had this down pat, and we are, as they like to say, a civilization that has come after thousands and millions of different civilizations. Civilizations that were more advanced as far as being able to have spacecraft and all these things, civilizations that came from before us. But then things happen to where we always get to a certain point as far as growth to where it implodes on itself. And it's kind of like a restart of everything at the end of the day. It always implodes on itself and restarts. And then when it implodes, certain people are still able to obtain the knowledge and still give it to the next civilization that is deemed ready for the information. And with us coming back into our own power, it's going to be time for us to receive the information. And it might not be so much something coming out of the ocean with a shark body and a human head, but it could be just almost the energy of being able to, if you are in the right state of mind, being able to switch your reality to where you want it to be more trajected towards. But you have the energy to be able to manifest it now. So make sure you trying to manifest the correct things and the right things on your mind, because if you're thinking about the wrong type of things, then you're going to be manifesting those things more and more. And that's when you become trapped in that cycle. But even when you're in these environments, always be thinking of where you want to be, where you truly want to be, how you truly want your life to be. And let it play out how it's going to play out. Don't try to force it. Don't try to just let it play out how it's going to play out. It could play out in your regular life. Like you could be working at McDonald's, but you know you have a feeling that you're going to be hired. So you work with the energy of already being a millionaire. Let's say you get a promotion, then the CEO just so happened to come in that day and see your high energy of how good you work for the company, how good you work for everything. He could just be in the city one day and just want to go to one of his McDonald's, and you just off the work at that one. He see you working hard, putting in work, helping people. He now takes you from just being that and puts you in a whole different environment, because he done been to different ones. He see that they don't work like that because they never have high aspirations of even wanting to be a millionaire or a billionaire or a trillionaire. And it goes higher than that. But you have to work with this energy, and the energy that you work with will show itself. It's going to show itself. All you have to do is just keep the energy and the potential, no matter what field you in, it's going to present itself just based on you being yourself and having high aspirations and high hopes for the future. Having that everyday enthusiasm, having that optimism of greatness, keeping the optimism, never letting no one take your smile away. Because people miserable, they want to see people miserable. Throw chocolate trying to mess up, but people who be miserable, they want to see people miserable with them. And keep your high aspirations, because that's what got you where you at. But with that being said, fam, I'm finna get up out of here. It's early. And yeah, my voice kind of be clearing now when I drink some coffee and stuff. I gotta get some tea, something. And I know we in retrograde right now, so it's just stuff in the air just trying to stop the shine and everything. But the message that came out, I'm done now, so that's why I'm like. But definitely paying attention to that. It's gonna be that comment coming. and it's going you gonna want to harness that energy for sure, because that's just the outer is just showing up what's happening on your inner. The outer is showing what's happening on your inner. The outer is showing what's happening on your inner. These meteors, these asteroids, these things that are happening on the outside are what's happening on the inside of you. In your relationship, your heart is connected to the sun. The moon is connected to these tides and these emotions and these waves that are in you. So these things are in alignment. It was a certain force that happened. Just recognize the force. You don't have to know what it is. Just know that something is happening inside of you during these times. These meteors that's coming forward, just think of a meteor of a shine coming past, because the heart is what it has the same. Your heart is the same, which is at these certain hertz. These certain hertz is this. The earth in your heart beats is at the same type of hertz. So your heart is basically like the earth in relations. So you have this light coming past your heart area. So you won't want to harness these things so that you can use them. Use to harness that heart, your spirit, put your heart into stuff. This is gonna be a time when you want to focus your heart into what you want to manifest right now, and it's gonna manifest with even more energy, because, like I said, with the ATPs, this light that is given from the sun, or is given from the stars, or these certain, it's coming from Cetus, it's coming from Perseus, it's coming from Cassiopeia. All these stars are giving us ATP, which is light. It's transitioning to AMP in our body, and that's what creates our DNA and things of that sort. So this light that's gonna be coming from this meteor, which is gonna be ATP, gonna be hitting the earth, which is gonna turn into AMP, and it's gonna create new DNA in you. But this new DNA, you're gonna have to program it, because every morning you get some new DNA, you get millions of new DNA, you get millions of new cells every day. So you're gonna be programming this new DNA, which is gonna be new realities and new things of that sort. You programming it to the reality that you want, and it's gonna manifest like that. I'm telling you, that's how you're gonna be able to harness this energy that's coming. I have to break it down. How I have to break it down so that the message can really make sense when you look at it. But with that being said, family, I'm gonna get up out of here. But definitely be paying attention and be putting your heart into really what you want to manifest right now. And you know what your emotions come with your dollar, so be spending your dollar correctly. We just gonna be real with it. And it's gonna transpire, it's gonna manifest great abundance in your life. But with that being said, I say peace, family, peace to all the gods and goddesses of the planet, peace to all the kings and queens, and prince and princesses. I say.